Hi, I'm Mo Hunt. I'm here at the Honda England Rugby Performance Centre with Allianz to speak to Charlie Ewels. Would you say that your mentality with the new coaches has changed at all? Because obviously when you're in a setup and you've got a coach that's got their opinions on you, it's quite hard to shift that. Obviously new coaches coming in, has that changed how you approach any of this? Or
I don't think so. I think when I was younger I probably would have worried more about those things, and I'm just, say, off the back of not playing rugby for 10 months, I'm just genuinely grateful to be here and grateful to be back playing and running around again. So I just want to try and enjoy myself as much as I can, and then I know for me the way that I'm going to do that is just by ripping into every day, going as hard as I can, and if that's enough, great, but if it's not, then at the end of it you can hold your head up and go, well, you know, I gave it a good go. So that's kind of my mentality with these things.
do you think that that's shaped in any way, shape or form from obviously 2019, the disappointment with that? Is there something that is in the back of your head like, oh, this time I need to do this bit differently, and if so, what is that?
No, that is where that attitude comes from. So before I went into 2019, I was probably that young guy that worried about selection and worried about the day-to-day of stuff. And I did quite a big bit of work with a sports psychologist before coming in. And I can honestly, hand on heart, say I wouldn't change a single day of that 2019 prep. It wasn't enough and it didn't get me there and I didn't get over the line, but I couldn't have gone any harder every day of that. Every single day was as hard as I possibly could go, and at the end of it, I walked out, and actually that's what makes me so excited to be back here again. I know that this experience is the best rugby experience that you'll ever have, and I still had the absolute time of my life in the prep, so just to be back here, and again, the opportunity to rip in and tear in again and say, and I know what it feels like to not make it, and I know that actually if you give everything and stuff, you can walk away from it and it still feels pretty good. So that's the goal here. Say the non-controllable of selection, yes or no, is someone else's decision, but say what I can control in the day-to-day is what I'll be worrying about.
It's hugely inspiring, stars aligning, straight back in. And how has the environment been to come back into?
I generally think it's the best rugby environment in the world, and I think it's all the best players in the best shape, preparing for the biggest thing that there is in our game and in our sport. So it's exciting to be a part of it.
Can you give us like an insight into how brutal that is? How brutal is that training environment, and what are the differences between that and the club?
I don't know if I'd say it's brutal, but it's high performance. It's like every every training session is you're at it.
And in terms of that, like there's a little Instagram post of you and Mario Itoje.
Yeah.
Like obviously you've gone through the years together. You said that you've been in the shadow a little bit through the years. How hard is it, like that competition versus like actually sitting down and having that relationship with him?
I personally don't struggle with it. I very much see it as he makes me better. He's a world-class, brilliant player. I've been fortunate in my time with England that the locks have always been really strong. I don't believe I would be the player I am without that level of competition. So I also, I'm able to leave it at, there's an understanding that on the pitch and in the gym and wherever we might be, we're going to go as hard as we possibly can. But then away from that, you know, we can be mates, we can get on. So I say I don't struggle with that at all. And I say I just love being in here.
It's the best way to look at it, to be fair.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. What would you like to see as this England team's legacy? So off the back of 2023, it all goes well. What kind of legacy do you want to see?
So I always think legacy and all those things, or any like mission statement or whatever, has got to be bigger than an outcome. But I don't know, I always think people remember the way you do things, not just what you did. So if this team plays with pride and passion and the way it holds itself off the pitch and it inspires people, and I know those are, again, really, really easy things to say, really hard things to live. So that's a team that I want to be part of. And then, you know what, more often than not, teams that are full of good people then go on to do good things and stuff goes the right way.
What would you say is your biggest motivator? What is it deep within that motivates
My family, making them proud. It's always been that. So it took me till I was about 2021 to work that out. But it's always been about making them proud of me and who I am, not just as a rugby player, but just how I am, how I live, how I train, how I am. So
yeah, awesome. All the best.
Cheers.